Word. So here we go. I'm gonna record it. All right, great. So hi everyone, welcome. My name is Damilare Adeyeri, joyful dancer, life coach, and fitness presenter. So I'm coming to you on day 13. Day 13 of the Noon Boost with Damilare. Oh my gosh, who would have thought? I started with first day, I thought it was gonna be 5 days, and then afterwards we're gonna go all 90. All right. So while you're enjoying your lunch, whatever you're doing, I'm going to get right into it. Today, we're going to be talking about positive coping skills. All right. Positive coping skills. It's very, very important, especially during this time where, like, with the COVID-19 disruptions and just the stress and everything going on, is how are we coping? How are we managing during this situation? And just in case so that we have a shared understanding about what coping skills are, so you can say coping strategies, mechanisms, skills, whatever. These are kind of the reactions or behaviors that we do as a way to deal with difficult situations, and we've learned this in different ways. It may have come from different forms, and some of these skills or strategies are helpful, some are not. And when I already said it, some of you know what I'm talking about, how you deal with difficult situations. Because I'm going to tell you the truth, we all go through difficult situations. I know I'm all happy, jumpy, smiling, energetic, joyful at all the time, or at least most of the time when you see me. Everyone has a piece of their challenge. And what makes a difference between the person who moves on and who does not is how you're coping with the situation. Do you have skills and strategies that helps you manage, cope, go through those difficult situations? Okay, so I'm here today in this live to give you some of those tips. All right, now, you can put those tips in very many broad categories. Like some of them are like social or interpersonal, in the way you cope. Some of them are like really about spiritual, or wellness centered. Some of them is about limit setting. Some of these skills are physical, or even some would say tension releasers. So we're gonna go through a few so that you know and have this in mind that next time you're going through a difficult situation, even especially now during this COVID period, you have these coping strategies you can go back to. Number one, you write, you draw, you paint. I've been to restaurants before where they have like a little coloring book or whatever things for people to have a stress relief. Or while you're waiting for your food to come, you're just like pinning away. That's a positive coping strategy. That's something that is called kind of like a diversion. So it's helping you manage the stress by focusing on something else. Another idea is like you play an instrument. So if you're like you play an instrument, you sing, or you just dance, or just like move around, jump around, whatever you do, that's a good coping strategy. um, by the way, if you're watching this live, if there are some coping strategies that you're already using as working for you, put it right in the comments so that people can respond to it. Some people can also learn from it. Another suggestion is like just taking a shower or bath. There's this cooling effect that just comes from water on your body, or just lay in the bath and just be quiet, play some music. If you're someone who likes, you could go the full 9 yards. Like light some candles and like have some music and dim the lights, whatever you need to do, just to help you manage the stress of a difficult situation. For some of the people, it's like gardening. Like go out in the yard, you have a little thing there, you're planting someone, just having so so gardening actually has many benefits. One is the physical exertion that comes from it. Another one is the sense of contribution from just planting something and watering it and caring for it, I mean to say, helps you cope, you know. Um, or Okay, this one is really, really very funny, but it's true. just watch cute kitten, dog, baby videos on YouTube. Just go, like, watch things that make you fun, make you laugh, something that make you feel good, and there's a ton of it. They're really, really very funny, and so I gotta adjust my chair. uh, so that's another thing you can do. you know some people cope by just cleaning. You got to clean everywhere, arrange stuff, like put your books back, put the shelves, put the kids toys away, clean, or even cooking. Okay, that's another coping strategy. It's a positive coping strategy. So the goal is that when you are facing difficult situations, using positive things that you could do as a way to deal with the situation, so that you're keeping yourself in a sound mental and emotional state. It could be reading. Find a nice book and just dig yourself into the book, read it. Or maybe you just really need to take a break from the situation. If there's a way to do that, do it. So those are pretty much like in the realm of like just putting your mind into something, you know, or you could actually go in more like the cognitive route and make a gratitude list. You're like, I know all these things in my life suck right now, and maybe I can or I cannot do anything about it. I'm going to then write a list of all the things that are working really well in my life right now. And who knows, maybe when you put them, the scale might tilt to the positive side more than the negative side, you know? So a gratitude list is great. You could brainstorm solutions, what can you do about the situation right now? Brainstorming situations, I mean to say solutions, brainstorming solutions for the situation. That sounds like a tongue twister. Brainstorming solutions for the situation. Brainstorming solutions. Anyway, just kidding. Um, Brainstorming solutions for the situation helps you focus on the way out. So rather than focusing on here's all the things that are not working, it puts you on the other edge of what can I do about this? What can I do about this? What can I do about this? And that also helps, to cope. There are also some tension releases that you could do, like play exercise, play sports, have a good laugh, or even cry. I mean, I know I'm laughing when I'm saying you should cry, but there's so much soothing relief that could come from just sitting down and just cry about it, and feel good afterwards because you just release all the tension, you know? And I'm going to say some things right now which are very, very important in terms of managing stress. Is when we are stressed, we tend to take care of ourselves the least. And that's like the total opposite. And so when you're stressed, the things you could do for yourself the most is actually take care of yourself. What does that mean? Get enough sleep. Because even when things are not stressful, when you don't get enough sleep, you're groggy in the morning or cranky or whatever words you want to use. So, in a difficult situation, that's even when you need more sleep. Eating healthy foods, very, very good. Or even just getting into a good routine, okay? Sit down and write and say, in the morning, here are 5 things I would do every day before I start my day or to start my day to make me feel like I have control over the day, you know? There's a tons of advice all over on breathing exercises. So, like, if you just Google YouTube, like, oh, I said Google YouTube. If you just search on Google or you search on YouTube for breathing exercises, there's tons that you can do. And if you're on the spiritual side of things, pray, meditate. That could, help you cope with stress. Go for a walk, enjoy nature. Um, that could help you cope with the stress. Set boundaries. Just decide that this is too much. I cannot handle all of this, and so I'm going to limit what I'm taking on right now. I'm going to say, okay, These are 10 things that too much on my plate right now. I'm just going to reduce it to three for the time being till I feel like I have control of it. Okay? Very, very important because when difficult situations come our way, there's a tendency to feel totally overwhelmed and out of control, which could lead to even more anxiety or depression, like I was talking about yesterday in day 12 of the Noon Boost. If you've not watched it, you can go back and watch it. In this context, what really helps is having positive coping skills that could help you move through the difficult situation. And if you tend to be someone who's more social or interpersonal, talk to someone you trust. Just talking to someone could just be, what helps you move through the situation. Um, and which I personally recommend, like if you're in a difficult situation, it always helps to not carry the weight alone. Talk to someone. Very, very important. Or just journal, write it like you're writing an actually write a note to someone you care about. Or you could just write it as a note, like, this is what I'm feeling right now, this is why I'm feeling that way, and then just help that, it helps you release the tension, also helps you, it's some people call it brain dump. It helps you take something out of the brain into the paper, and suddenly maybe it doesn't look as difficult as it seems, or maybe suddenly it doesn't look as big as this, or maybe in the process you think of solutions that you know you could have for the situation, you know or spend time with friends and family, you know that really helps. Or wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, get a pet. Get a pet, a dog, a cat, something, and just spend time giving time and attention to that pet, because that totally, helps you focus on giving, focus on serving. And pets are just the most wonderful source of love and connection. I said dog because I have a dog. But in most cases, like just caring for the pet and knowing the pet cares for you back too, um, may just be the encouragement you need to move on. Okay? Finally, encourage others. So, part of what I'm doing here with this noon boost is encouraging you, you listening to me. Okay? So, it's actually one of my coping strategies because in going through the difficult situation of COVID and all the disruptions and things that have been going on, part of the ways I have coped is to be able to encourage people, to be able to help people through the difficult situations, to be teaching people what I'm learning along the way. So I know that was much information for today. If you remember anything, it would be focus on the positive coping strategies as a way to move through difficult situations. All right. If you have any more suggestions, please put it in the chat and the comment. Again, my name is Damilare Adieri, joyful dancer, life coach, fitness presenter, coming to you 90 days of lives, noon boosts to connect with your joy and to live a life of joy and fulfillment. Thank you so much. And if you're watching this live right now or at a different time, you will find this helpful. So put it into practice. All right. Take care. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you so much.